It's happening again. Extra Life, the 24-hour gaming marathon where gamers across the world raise money for our local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. It feels good to do something we love to help kids, but it feels great to get closer through the magic of game. We enter as friends and leave as real-world heroes for sick kids everywhere. Sign up online. Extra Life. Play games. Heal kids.
Doing very well. Thanks for the introduction, Brandon. I'm watching Dylan Gonas take us around here during his qualifying, setting down some pretty good laps. He's in the 22-second range. I believe Corey Tuggle actually broke the 22-second mark. I'm actually on him right now, checking out that paint job. Pretty reminiscent of the truck I run. Actually, he's got the teeth on there just like the truck I run. So pretty cool looking car there at 324, coming to make his first lap. He's pushing a little bit out of turn 4. Sorry, out of turn 2. Got confused there. So this will be completing his first lap. Got her way sideways. Might have lost a little bit of momentum there. Yep, I got confused there. We're on the back side of things tonight here. So he did put down a 22.047. That's not quite good enough for the top spot, as he actually just improves and dumps down into a 21.940. That takes the top spot so far. Yep, I'm watching Brandon Thornhill right now. Look like he got it a little bit sideways off of 2. He kind of re-racked on the backstretch, slowed way down. Going into 1 now, he's getting through 1 pretty well. He had a little slip there that might cost him a little bit of time. Didn't quite get her all the way out to the wall. We'll see how he goes down into 3 here. Looks like he might have crossed the start-finish line unintentionally there. Only have 2 drivers that have not put down a time. I'm looking at Trevor Redding getting ready to come across, going into 3, possibly going to be setting his first lap time here.
I'm digging that paint scheme he's running too. That grave digger looks pretty good.
Gotta agree. I did notice that in practice. We even got the blue wheels to match. Good exit through 2 there. I'll see if he can improve on his first lap time.
Yeah, that looked really good coming through 2. Going into 3 right now, he still looks pretty good. Holding a steady wheel for sure. Coming out of 4 to the start-finish line.
Actually, a tad worse, unfortunately, for Trevor. Might be able to pick it up. I think they get 3. It looks like they get 3 laps. That did look like he got through 1 and 2 a little bit better. A little lower entry. I think it's really going to slow him down here.
Yeah, I think so too. Coming through 3 and 4, it doesn't look much faster. And it was a tad bit faster.
It was a tad bit faster, just not as fast as first lap. So, only person left out there that has not qualified is the number 35 of David Peterson. We got about 20 seconds before they're going to start gridding. Let's go ahead and give the folks out there watching some information here about USA Speedway. We're at USA Speedway. It's in Lakeland, Florida. Oh, here we go. The 35 car is just out on the track, but unfortunately, with 2 seconds left, he's not going to get a lap time in.
No.
Jumping back to what I was saying, we're in Lakeland, Florida, which is of course in the United States. Track length tonight is going to be 0.75 miles, so it's 3/4 mile track. Um, right now, track temp 77 degrees should make for a very good track tonight, Brandon.
Yeah, I think I was listening to the drivers talk a little bit earlier, and they said it's got some speed in it. So we'll see. We'll see if they can hang on to it tonight. Looks like the drivers are starting to grid up for the race, so we're going to go ahead and give you the grid for tonight as well. Let's see here. So it looks like on the pole, you're going to have Corey Tuggle in the 324, and Dylan Gonas is going to be starting on the outside pole in that 27 car. Shane Matty will start third in the 22 car, and Nick Wiley will start fourth in the number 11 car. Ron, you want to take up through the rest of the grid?
Copy that. We've got the number 68 of Brandon Thornhill rolling off fifth on the inside lane there. Right beside him, we're going to have Cody Gagliano. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If not, I do apologize for butchering your name, Cody. He'll be rolling off sixth in the number 10 car. Rolling off seventh is going to be Brandon Little in the 12 car. Fourth row outside will be the 00 of Andrew Fessenden. The number 25 of Trevor Redding going to be lining up ninth, and rounding out your top 10 and all the starters tonight will be the number 35 of Dave Peterson, who, as we said, unfortunately did not get a qualifying lap in. So that'll be the story here that I'm going to be kind of interested in, Brandon, as we get ready to go green here. I'm actually going to keep my eyes on Dave and see if Dave can make his way up through the field.
Yeah, I think that'll be a pretty good storyline. I don't think he put down many laps in practice and didn't get a qualifying lap out there, so I'm interested to see how it's going to go for him. The field coming out of turn 4 now. Should be seeing the 1 to go here.
Also, for the viewers out there, not exactly sure what happened, why, but that was your starting grid. But we do have 3 cars on pit road. The number 27 of Dylan Gonas, the number 68 of Brandon Thornhill, and the number 00 of Andrew Fessenden. So those 3 are on pit road. So Dave Peterson gets to start up a few more spots than he was going to. Oh, a little bumping going on here, going into turn 3 as we're getting ready to go green.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's going to be interesting for Dylan because he's second in the points, only 30 points behind Cody Gagliano here. As we come down to the green, green is out, and they're racing down the front stretch. Into turn 1 they go. Looks like Corey Tuggle's going to stay at the lead with, looks like Nick Wiley on the outside and Shane Matty on the inside, coming up behind him.
Heck of a battle up front there with Corey Tuggle, and the car to his outside. I'm not exactly sure. That looks like the number 11 of Nicholas Wiley. Not going to give him the ability to just slide up. Oh, got
Caution's
a caution.
Out. Let's see if we can't find that. I'm not seeing any wrecks. It looks like they may have thrown a manual caution.
It does look like Cody Gagliano has thrown the caution flag. So good possibility that something was wrong that we don't know about, and Cody threw the caution flag. So as it stands right now, all the cars are back on track now.
He may have been throwing it there so that Thornhill and Andrew Fessenden and Dylan Gonas could get their cars caught up and back on track. A little bit of gamesmanship there.
Possibly, because they are not being shown a lap down right now.
No, they're not, and it looks like they're all on track, caught up with the leaders. So I'm gonna assume here that's what Cody was doing there.
Well, that's a huge break for Dylan, Brandon, and Andrew. Unlike last night, and not unlike, but last night in Loose Lug Nuts, we had a few cars, myself included, had to start from the pits, and were not beneficial to someone throwing a caution for us. But in the end, it was a good night for me. I enjoyed that race.
Yeah, I watched that one from the booth, and it looked like a pretty good one. So I think maybe we need to talk to the owner over there and see if he can start doing that for us.
Really, excuse me, really looking forward to watching Brandon Thornhill here. I know you guys are teammates in the asphalt series over there at Loose Lug Nuts, and I don't mean to continue to bring them up. Excuse me for just 1 second.
You're all good. Yeah, it's my teammate over at Misfit Motorsports. Great driver. So hopefully he can work his way through the field here as we take a look at that number 68 United Reynolds car. Driven by Brandon Thornhill, powered by Misfit Motorsports.
Copy that, and I think we possibly might even be going green here. I'm going to keep my eye on Brandon Thornhill and and Dave Peterson here to see what Dave will do here now with a couple cars behind him, and see what happens.
Yep, pace truck is off, and they are green going down the front stretch into turn one. Looks like Corey Tuggle going to stay out in the lead with Nick Wiley right behind him and Cody Gagliano rounding out third. Shane Matty in fourth and Brandon Little in fifth. It doesn't look like anybody has much for that 324 car tonight, Ron.
Nope, just staying out front just by a little bit. We'll see as we get, if we stay green and get a little longer green flag run, we'll see how the setup on those cars really is. Ooh, Brandon Thornhill had to get it sideways to stay off the number 25 there of Trevor Redding.
Yeah, it looks like they were almost three wide back there for a second in the back of that pack.
Very close. Got Dave Peterson trying to get around. Looks to be Brandon Little.
No. Looks like Dylan Gonas just got into Brandon Thornhill a little bit into one there. Moved him out of the way and trucked right on by him.
There's a good little battle going on right there. Oh, there's a car sideways. Coming out of four.
Well, Ron, all the cars are sideways.
Okay, well, I meant actually literally sideways, but this one's going to bring caution out.
Oh, so caution out.
Trying to get on the correct number here since I don't know the drivers all that well yet.
Yeah, I'm taking a look through the field to see if I can't find it myself.
I believe it was Trevor Redding and Dylan Gonas that were involved together.
Well, let's take a look at that and see if we can't find it here. Oh yeah, it looks like going into the corner, Dylan Gonas just came up into the 25. Right in front of him.
I don't think he realized that 25 was going to enter so low and just pushed right up into him.
Yeah, and looks like Brandon Thornhill got a piece of that too off the back of the 27.
Yes, I have to agree with that.
That's interesting. That's second place in points right there. That's going to be a pretty big implication if he can't keep that car going tonight. As we're we're on lap 11 out of 50 tonight. Corey Tuggle has led all of your laps tonight. He started on pole, led the practice session, and he's running himself a pretty good little race. Nick Wiley in second. Third is Cody Gagliano. Fourth is Shane Matty. Fifth, you're going to have the 12 car Brandon Little. Ron, you want to take him through the rest of the top 10?
Copy that. And Dave Peterson has made his way up to 6th position. Even by not qualifying, he would have technically started 10th, but we know that he started 7th, so he's moved up one position. Brandon Thornhill is in 7th position currently. Andrew Fessenden in the 00 is rolling 8th right now. Trevor Redding, 20 in the 25, is in 9th, and You said your second place in points, Dylan Gonis, currently in 10th place at the back of the field. So let's talk about Mr. Dylan, if we can, for a moment here. He might want to take kind of a walk around his car, if you can, and just kind of take a look at that car. It looks like his whole left rear has shifted now. I guess the good thing is it is just sheet metal, so it probably won't affect much unless there is suspension damage to go along with it.
Well, I guess we're going to find out here in these next couple of laps, see if he can keep that car as straight as possible as we're coming to the green flag. Corey Tuggle is going to lead him down into turn one with Nick Wiley on the outside in second and Cody Gagliano there in third.
Oh, the 25 completely sideways. Don't think it's going to bring out the caution. Dylan Gonis up into the wall. Corey Tuggle still out in front. No.
No.
No, the number 11 car of Nicholas Wiley has slid up in front of the 324.
Yeah, and it looks like you got Brandon Little trying to get into that mix as well, and it kind of looks like the 11's trying to pull away from him a little bit, but here comes Corey back on the inside.
Three-wide battle here with Brandon Thornhill. And on the very bottom, it's gone single file now.
Yeah, taking a look at that battle right now. Let's see Thornhill there. He's got a couple of guys trying to come up behind him. Back up to the lead. It looks like Nick Wiley is kind of pulling away from Corey a little bit.
Oh, we got the 00 and the 35 into the wall.
Oh, 00 in it hard. Let's see what happened here. Going to the corner, it looks like the 35 just ran right into the back of the 00, putting both of them into the wall. Looks like the 00 had to correct it a little bit in the corner, and the 35 just had nowhere to go.
Yep. I would agree with that assessment, sir.
I don't know how bad that's going to be for either one of those drivers. It looked like the 00 hopped the wall and the 35 as well, so...
I did notice that these guys do have 2 fast repairs. I haven't seen anybody go down pit road yet, so no one has used a fast repair, but they do have repairs available.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
I'm on the 00 right now. Looked like he thought about diving down, but chose not to.
We'll see how that plays out for him as we're on lap 17 out of 50 here. Nick Wiley is now your leader with Corey Tuggle to second. And it's crazy to say that's the lowest position Corey's been all night.
Not surprising, not surprising. Corey definitely was showing some great laps in practice. I think if we stay green, there's going to be a heck of a battle up there for that number 1 position. It's Friday night, lights are on. Roar of the engines, man, I tell you, it just makes me want to be out there at a real dirt track right now.
I know, right? It doesn't get much better than that. Just a Friday night under the lights at a dirt track, you can't beat it. And talking about Corey for a second, with him having a pretty decent run tonight, that's what he needs. He's 4th in points, 40 points behind your leader, Cody Gagliano. So he definitely needs a good points night tonight to try to catch that man. And it looks like the lights are out on the iRacing pace truck.
Yep. So
they're going to be coming to green here.
I am at the back of the pack, kind of watching in a rear chase view, the 00 and the 35. So I'll be watching the back while you're watching the front.
Sounds like a plan to me, Ron. It looks like the iRacing pace truck should be dipping off here as they come out of turn 4. They should be coming to the green flag. Looks like Nick Wiley gets a pretty good jump there on Corey Tuggle. They're going to dive it down into turn 1. Corey is just a little bit lower through the corner than Nick is. It doesn't look like it's going to pay off coming off of 2. Nick able to stretch the gap just a hair. The gap's up to about 0.4 of a second now as Corey Tuggle is getting challenged by the 10 of Cody Gagliano, somebody we haven't talked much about tonight. And Brandon Little's trying to...
You got a 4-car pack right there at the front. About to be 5. Brandon Thornhill starting to catch up to that pack there.
I see that. Where did he come from? Starting from pit road and in the back of the pack, and now he's racing his way up into the top 5 and looking for more.
The 25 gets a little out of shape, gets it gathered back up, and beside the 27 on the inside of the 25, diving it down. Going to see if he can make it stick down there at the bottom. Dylan Gonis making a move on the inside. The outside lane has a little bit more momentum. They touch. Oh, the 25 into the wall. Hard turns.
We were watching that as it happened, and he just bounced right off of him. But we don't have a caution, so they're going to stay green.
That's going to be a tough break for the number 25 car of Trevor Redding. See if we can. I'm actually going to jump and see if I can get on board with the 25 and see where he's at on track. And he is coming out of 2 right now. So he actually did not lose as much as I would have thought. He must have had a great recovery.
Yeah, we were watching the save live, and it looked pretty good. He's only fallen back to about 4 seconds behind the leader, so not too bad.
Some big changes happening here. Corey Tuggle back to 4th place as I'm just kind of jumping through the field, seeing where everybody's at.
Yeah, he dropped like a rock once he lost that lead. And it looks like Cody Gagliano is putting it on Nick Wiley up there. He wants to get around him. He wants to get around him something fierce right now. And you got Brandon Little also in that battle too, so he might try to stick his nose up there and see if he can't get a spot or two. And it
I
looks
think
like
this is what we would call the green flag portion of this race. I believe we're probably going to see a good chunk of green flag laps here. We are on lap 25, so we're halfway home. This is where the field's going to probably get stretched out, less likely to have a wreck until the end, where people start to really push hard and try to get every little bit that they can.
Yeah, I think you're right. They tend to stretch these green flag runs out long here at Blow By Racing, so I wouldn't be surprised to see us go maybe even to the end on a green flag run. You never know.
Number 11 car just happened to jump through the field again. Number 11 car seems to have almost a perfect line right now going through 3 and 4. Going down into 1 and 2, same exact line. Does not quite drift up as high as he did in 3 and 4, but that number 10 car behind him just can't make any ground up with that line.
Yeah, it looks like Cody's struggling trying to get up there, but Nick Wiley, I mean, he is just hugging that inside and making it work too. A lot of these guys try to run these things a little bit higher, and Nick Wiley just says, nope, I'm going to take it to the inside, and y'all can try to catch me if you want to.
I'll tell you, I'm watching Brandon Little right now, and he just closes in on entry. But, he's losing so much grip. It's actually a little high right now coming out of 4. Managed to stay off the wall, but he's closing in so much, but he's losing a little bit of that drive off.
Yeah, and it looks like Corey Tuggle's finding that drive off. It seems like every corner Corey just closes in more and more on Brandon Little, so might look for Corey Tuggle to go to 3rd here. But it looks like they've caught the 10.
Yeah, the field is kind of coming back. The 10 had caught up to the back of the 11 as Corey Tuggle throws it in low, trying to make it sticky. Oh, side by side here.
Yeah, he almost had it. He almost had the slide job coming off of 4, just couldn't quite make it stay.
10's throwing it down low too. 11 kind of throws the block.
Oh,
that's going to allow the 12 to get a run on the inside of the 10.
It looks like the 324 is going to go with him.
Slide job here from the 324. Nope, he keeps it down low.
Yeah, it looks like the 324 and the 10 are going to come off side by side. They touch a little bit there. But that did allow the 12 of Brandon Little to climb up to 2nd place.
And that has also allowed the number 11 to kind of check out just a little bit. I mean, he's not gone by any means, but he's kind of checked out a little bit.
Yeah, his gap's up to about a half second now, and I think that's the biggest lead we've seen by anybody tonight.
Brandon Thornhill sitting in solidly in 5th place. He's trying to fight off the number 22 Shane Matty. Matty taking it to the high side. Thornhill just running a nice easy line through 3 and 4. We'll watch him go down here through 1 and 2. 1 and 2, just a bit high, coming off a little bit more sideways than what he wants. He's not going to be able to get the power down the way that he wants. Matty closing in just a little bit, and I'm going to jump even further back.
It looks like Thornhill's got a good run coming off of the corners, and Shane Matty just isn't quite able to close it on corner exit. As we watch a battle for the lead now, looks like Brandon Little is right on the rear bumper of Nick Wiley. So let's see what happens up here. Nick Wiley throws it into the corner. Brandon Little, not as good an entry as Nick Wiley had, which allowed the 10 and the 324 to actually close back up to Brandon Little here.
10 throwing it in low, going to try to get a run off that low side, see if there's any grip down there. He does have a lot of grip down there, but that outside lane is going to prevail because of momentum. A lot of grip down there. That 10 used that bottom line, just got a ton of bite off of it.
Yeah, he really did, but he wasn't quite able to make the pass stick coming into the next corner. Look at the 324.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
324 with a slide job right there.
That's a slide job. Very well performed there by the 324. Knew exactly where the 10 was, timed it perfectly. Perfect slide job. Going to try to go after that number 12 car.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. That's probably one of the best slide jobs I've seen in a while. Probably since Kyle Larson pulled it on Kyle Busch.
Those infamous words from Dale Jr. It was priceless.
I'm not going to try to imitate the man who did it, but everybody gets my point. It looks like Brandon Little's trying to close the gap on Nick Wiley again.
The battle is definitely at the front. I'm watching Brandon Thornhill still sitting solidly in 5th position now. Brandon Matty is only a half second away, but unless Brandon makes a mistake, I think he's pretty safe where he's at. We're on lap 38, so we got about 13 laps to go, 12 when they cross the line. Riding along with the number 35 car, David Peterson, sitting in 7th. He's a few seconds back from Shane. And we jump back to the 00 of Andrew in 8th. He's about 11 seconds back.
Corey Tuggle just got in the wall. He pulled a slide job on the 12 of Brandon Little, and Brandon said he wasn't having anything of it, and tried to stop the slide job and turn Tuggle into the wall just a little bit. But Tuggle keeps on trucking, and he's going after Nick Wiley down into 1.
And this will be a battle of the.
Tuggle
manages to get it. That outside lane must be losing traction badly.
That's got to be.
The cars just don't have the grip as the 11 tries to get down there and do the same thing.
Yeah, the 11 of Nick Wiley wasn't able to make a statement. Corey Tuggle just made it by both of those drivers like they were sitting still. He's got a good setup under that car tonight.
Well, he's going where the grip is. That middle lane, there's no grip there anymore. There's no drive off. It's just, you're just spinning those tires. You can't get any traction, and you're not going to go anywhere. Where Tuggle has gone down low and found some grip to where he can get back on the throttle and just kind of pull away.
And he is doing just that as the leads open up to 0.8 of a second right now.
Battle for 5th heating up a little bit. Shane Matty closing in a little bit here on Brandon Thornhill. Maybe going to try to give Brandon a run for the money here in the last 8 laps.
Yeah, we're looking at that battle right now. Looks like Thornhill still has a bit of a gap on him. Maybe he can hold him off here to the end.
Brandon loses just a little bit coming out of the corner there, but seems like Shane did the exact same thing that Brandon did.
Yep. The gap stays about
Shane
the same.
Gets real bad there. He got a real bad push. That's going to give Brandon Thornhill a big chunk of breathing room there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, these guys are all spread out all throughout the field. We got Brandon Tuggle getting completely sideways, going through 3 and 4, hugging that inside wall. Somehow managing to keep the distance, though. Man, it looked like he slowed way down, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. That was interesting, but he kept his speed, kept his momentum, and kept the distance up. You see Nick Wiley there trying to get back by Brandon Little to get back into the 2nd spot, but it looks like Brandon Little is pulling away from him.
Brandon Little is closing the gap back up on Tuggle again, but not at a very fast rate. We got 5 laps to go as of right now. Brandon Little completely sideways. Got that. He had the wheel probably to the stop, turned to the right, so he's throwing the car in that hard right now.
He wants to get back up there to Tuggle and give him a run for his money to see if he can't walk away with the checkered flag tonight.
Sometimes when you drive that hard, though, you actually hurt yourself more than you're helping yourself. You overdrive the car, and Tuggles Tuggles just I can see it. He's pulling his way. I'm not even checking the time.
Yeah, it looks like he's about a little bit over a second now ahead of second place Brandon Little. So it looks like Tuggle might just walk away from these two. But Nick Wiley coming back, trying to get back to Brandon Little. He had a good run on him through the middle of 3 and 4, but wasn't able to close it coming off the corner.
Not much for battles, so to speak. We're going to be coming to 2 to go as they cross the line this time.
It does look like Tuggle's coming up on lap traffic of Trevor Redding, though. I wonder if that'll play any factor into the end of this.
I wouldn't think so because it's only 2 more laps to go, about to be
light.
1. The 25 would really have to do something, get really slow for it to be an issue.
Yeah, it looks like Corey's just going to try to go to the inside. It looks like Trevor's just going to let him go. So not much there as we're on the white flag lap here at USA International. Corey Tuggle is your leader. Oh, he almost ran into the back of the 35.
Somebody's slow. It's the 35.
The 35 of Dave Peterson. Corey Tuggle coming out of turn 4. He'll take your checkered flag and the win tonight in the Blow-By Racing Series. That's definitely going to help him out in the points tonight, Ron. That was a great race.
That was a great race. It was very interesting after they got through a little bit of the cautions there and moved on and went into race mode.
Yeah, once they got into race mode, there wasn't no turning back, and they were off on a tangent there. I mean, they were just gone. So what we're going to do now, we're actually going to pull Corey Tuggle into the booth. Let's see if we can't give him over here and get a little post-race interview with him.
User was moved to your channel.
Corey Tuggle, Brandon, and Ron in the booth. You got a copy on us, bud?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a race. Started from the pole, fastest in practice, dropped back to 4th, and come back and win it. How'd it look from inside your car?
I just want to say I drove the wheels off this car, man. I didn't think I had it, and then I felt the groove, and I just went with it, and it worked out great.
So what I saw, Corey, it was you chose a very distinct line at about. I mean, you were kind of down there at the bottom, and it wasn't really paying a whole lot of dividends. And then you kind of went to the middle, and you lost a few positions. But about halfway to 3/4 of the way through the race, I watched you pick that very bottom line, and we kind of talked during the broadcast that you were getting a phenomenal run off. We actually watched you take the lead in that fashion. Talk to us about that low line tonight.
It's running by yourself. It's really easy to do. I mean, you just got to pick your breaking points and all, but running with the top guys in the league right now against Cody and Nick, I knew once they see me doing it, they were going to do it, and I had to make my moves right then and there.
Well, I tell you, sorry about that. Just before, because he did bring it up, I'm going to say they may have tried to emulate what you were doing, but they were completely unable to do it. Maybe they waited too long to go down there, or whatever the reason is. I mean, when you went down there, even sometimes when you were getting sideways, you still weren't losing any time. When they went down there, they actually were losing time to you.
It was an intense race, man, especially going from last weekend when I got into Nick and knowing that he's in the chase with me right now. I'm very proud of me, Nick, and everybody up front.
Well, Corey, congratulations on the win tonight, man. You completely dominated that race. Anybody you want to thank real quick?
I want to thank everybody for Blow-By Racing. My buddy Cole, who's talking me through this every caution, telling me what to do and what not to do. And want to thank y'all for broadcasting tonight. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the great run tonight. We'll send you back up top, and we'll see if we can't get a hold of Nick Wiley here, who came home in 3rd.
Yes, sir.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Nick Wiley, Brandon, and Ron in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
10-4.
Man, you had a pretty good run tonight. Finished 3rd, led some laps. What was it going to take for you to keep Corey Tuggle behind you tonight?
Man, I don't know what I could have did any better to keep him in check. He was burning that bottom up.
It looked like you had a pretty strong car there toward the mid portion of that race. Did you just lose the groove, or what happened there?
It was good when I was able to get some grip on the bottom, but as the race went on, exiting out of 2 and 4, I just couldn't get it to get power to the track like I wanted it to.
No, I think he kind of covered everything that I would have asked him about. I mean, early on, we saw him make a big charge towards towards the front and got up there, but in the waning laps, we kind of talked about it on the broadcast. It looked like the traction, the lane that you were running, the traction was just gone. You were definitely gaining a lot on entry, but you were just losing so much on exit.
All right, well, 10-4. Nick, anybody you want to thank real quick?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and being members of Blow By Racing. We've been making a lot of headway on it, and I want to thank you guys over here at Closed Course TV for broadcasting our race.
Hey, anytime, man. We appreciate it. Well, congratulations on your top 3 tonight, Nick. We're going to send you back up top and see if we can't get a hold of Cody Gagliano real quick.
Appreciate it, guys. Bye.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, so we're going to move Cody Gagliano down here real quick and ask him a couple questions. Ron, you want to take over on this one?
Sure thing. Cody, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir, I do. Loud and clear.
Well, it looks like you come home in 4th place. How's that sitting with you?
Man, I'm pretty happy with it. I was battling Nick for the lead up there, but the car got real tight there, and I was just fighting the car, really.
So in the early part of the race, we saw a lot of cars and a lot of different lanes, and it kind of seemed like the middle groove was the groove to be in, and then it kind of seemed like the middle kind of started to go away and people started moving up a little bit more, and then all of a sudden it looked like if you weren't on the bottom, you're in trouble. Could you get to the bottom? Could you use the bottom?
No, man, my car, I tried multiple laps to run the bottom. After Corey blew by me on the bottom, I tried, and it was just pushing coming out. I couldn't get anything on the bottom.
Copy that. Well, very impressed. After you guys had a couple short cautions there in the beginning, you guys went out there and went green to the end. We talked about. I said it looked like it was getting to be a green field, and Brandon made the comment that probably going to go green to the end, and you guys did. Some fantastic racing out there. We couldn't call every single bit of the action. We tried to call as much as we could. There's some great battles out there. You guys definitely put on a show for us and hopefully everybody that watches. So congratulations on a 4th place finish. I'll turn it over to Brandon.
Hey, Cody, that was a great run, man. Anybody you want to thank real quick?
Just all the guys coming out and helping us get this rolling. I'd hope to see more, and I'd love to see y'all back to broadcast again. I'm excited to see what happened.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show, like Ron said. I mean, we tried to hit all the action, but there was so much going on that we couldn't hit every bit of it. We got the majority of it, I think. So, congratulations again on 4th place, Cody, and we're going to send you back up top.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, and that's going to wrap up our coverage here at USA International in the Blow By Racing League. Ron, I want to thank you for coming out and being being in the booth with us tonight. We really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, not a problem. Let's before we end it here, let's walk through the finishing order here. Make sure the fans out there know where their driver finished.
Yep, so we had Corey Tuggle was your winner for tonight. Looks like Brandon Little came home 2nd, Nick Wiley 3rd, 4th was Cody Gagliano. And how about a recovery for Brandon Thornhill tonight? Starting on pit road, way back in the field, and worked his way up to 5th.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the drive from Brandon. I was rooting him on secretly, I'm not going to lie. But Shane Matty in the number 22 coming across in 6th place. Andrew Fessenden finishes 7th. 8th, we had Dylan Gonis. 9th was Trevor Redding, and Dave Peterson unfortunately started in 10th finished in 10th position, where he more than likely would have started. So that was the field tonight, and I want to thank you, Brandon, for allowing me to come up here and co-host with you tonight. I really appreciate it and had a good time. Look forward to doing it again with you in the future. Thanks to all the fans, and from me, myself, good night to you and the fans.
Yeah, Ron, we appreciate you coming up here kind of at last minute notice too, so we appreciate it. Fans, you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming out to Closed Course TV, and we'll see y'all next time.
It's happening again. Extra Life, the 24-hour gaming marathon where gamers across the world raise money for our local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. It feels good to do something we love to help kids, but it feels great to get closer through the magic of game. We enter as friends and leave as real-world heroes for sick kids everywhere. Sign up online. Extra Life. Play games. Heal kids.